are gonna hate me for this. I am just extremely happy to be able to do this video. As you can see from my pile of books, today we are going to do a massive book haul. I always see these kinds of videos like on YouTube, on TikTok. Okay, so I am more of an e-reader girly because I cannot afford physical books. So whenever I see people do like a book haul, like even people going to the bookstore buying more than 2 books, for me is ridiculous because I think English books are so expensive here in Malaysia. Like I don't know. I haven't stepped foot in a bookstore in a while because I just thought like the prices were the same and I cannot afford them. So like what? The cheapest book is like 50 ringgit, so 2 of it would be like 100 ringgit, and more is just a ridiculous amount of price to pay for a damn book. So massive book hauls has always been a concept for me. But today, it is a concept that comes to life. So like I said, I haven't bought a physical book in such a long time simply because the prices are ridiculous to me, and also I know I can get like an EPUB version of the books I want to read. Also, I'm a very picky reader, and even I don't know what kind of books I read. Okay, I read thriller books. And then recently I delved into horror books, so I read horror books. But I don't read all kinds of thriller books. I don't read all kinds of horror books. And I don't know what kind that I read. If it's interesting, it's interesting. If the first page catches my eye, then I'll read it. But if it doesn't, then it's immediately like DNF. I am the biggest DNFer. The minute I know that this book is so boring, I would immediately DNF. I wouldn't even try. Like, I don't even bother, okay? I am like the biggest person to DNF, and I don't care. Like, reading is supposed to be like an enjoyment. It's supposed to be entertaining. So why am I forcing myself to read a book that is boring on the first page itself? I recently went to Popular. A lot of the books are wrapped in plastic, so how am I supposed to like flip it on the first page? The back of the book doesn't help. It never does, in a good way and in a bad way. But yeah, like I said, imagine buying like a 70 ringgit book and then coming home all excited, unwrapping it, and then seeing the first page is like, and then like DNFing it. Like, that's like 70 ringgit out of the window. It's just not for me. Since I know that I'm a picky reader, I invested on an e-reader. So this bad boy is the love of my life. I got it in April, and I think I've read like almost like 50 books, which is not a lot for some people, but again, like I said, it's supposed to be entertaining. I'm not out here trying to chase a number, so 50 books is a lot to me. I don't read like every day, every hour. I don't like read whenever I have a free time. I read it just like all of my hobbies. I read when I feel like it, when I'm in the mood. But yeah, I'm off track now. Anyways, today we are going to look at what I bought this weekend. So this entire weekend I was with my sister and her husband. So you know what sisters do, they just buy you stuff. But no, yeah, I would have to pay her back, but still she was willing enough to put her money first. But yeah, anyway, so we're not gonna talk about the money, okay? We're not gonna talk about the money. Okay, anyways, I was with my sister. So last week I did a video on like my journals, and in my previous video I mentioned that I didn't have any like notebooks left for my junk journal. I wanted to buy online, but I wanted to wait for my salary to come in. So I was with my sister and that was Popular. So I just thought like, you know, there's no harm. If you hear my cat in the background, I don't know what to say. yeah, my cat lives with me. I can't really do anything. Anyways, I was with my sister and we were at Sunway Pyramid and we passed by Popular, and I thought like there's no harm in checking the notebooks at Popular, because I used to buy all my notebooks from Popular or MPH, so I was curious about what they were selling now, like the kind of notebooks that they were selling. I mean, I feel like journaling has become much more significant, or like a lot of people journal now. I think I don't know if I'm just on like the journaling side of social media, but I feel like there are a lot of people who journal nowadays compared to last time. Like when I was younger, yeah, there wasn't a lot of people who journal, but now, yeah, I feel like a lot of people journal. So I would think that bookstores would be up to date with their notebook collections. So I went to Popular and the notebooks were disappointing, so I thought of buying it since I was there, but I just decided to buy online. But anyways, when I went to Popular, oh my god, this is the best part. When I went to Popular, there was a sale. There's like these 3 tables filled with like all kinds of random books, and it was 20 ringgit for 5 books. That's mad cheap, but it was a bunch of random books lah. It's not your well-known BookTok books. It was just random books, cookbooks, crossword puzzles, magazines. I even saw like the magazine for like the band 5 Seconds of Summer. If I saw that 10 years ago when I was 14, I would have bought it, but I'm 26 now. I don't need it anymore. It was pretty. I was tempted, but I didn't buy it. But anyways, it was all kinds of random books. There were also novels, fictions, non-fictions, autobiographies. There was a lot of random books in that 3 table. So I thought 20 ringgit for 5 books is a steal. It's a steal, guys. So I went ahead and bought myself 10 books. And that wasn't the only sale. The shelves behind the table, there were different kinds of sales. I mean, not different kinds lah. I mean like 15 ringgit for second purchase or 10% off certain kind of books. So there were different promotions. That's the word. Different promotions going on. But I didn't look at the shelves because I know I couldn't afford them at the moment. So I thought like, you know what, I'm gonna come back after my salary comes in. But anyways, that was the promotion that was going on in Popular. And then we went to Subang Parade. And my sister and the husband needed like some groceries, so we went into Village Grocer. And then when at the checkout counter, there was like a small section which was book access. Okay, I am shameful to admit that I've never stepped foot in book access. I have, but I've never actually looked through the books because I always thought that book access, okay, please do not cancel me for this, but a lot of people just go into book access to take pictures, which is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it, but because of that, I don't actually look at it as like an actual bookstore like Popular and MPH RIP. But yeah, I've never stepped foot and looked through books at book access. But that small section, my sister said, hey, there's books there. So I was like, okay, we'll check it out. So turns out the books at book access was cheaper compared to Popular. That was an information I did not know. And I saw that fiction novels that would be usually 60 ringgit or 70 ringgit at Popular, at book access it was like 35 ringgit. And that's cheap. That's cheap. That is also a steal. So my sister was like, hey, do you want to buy anything? And I say, oh no, it's fine. Like when I saw the prices at book access, I said to my sister, if I knew it was this cheap, I wouldn't have spent so much at Popular. And then my sister asked, do you want anything? Like she can pay for it first. And I was like, no, like I want to spend unlimitedly. Like I want to wait for my own money so I can spend it. I can take my time. I can use my own money. I can buy however much I want to buy. I told her that. And then she's like, oh no, it's fine. Like I'll give you a budget and you just choose your book, and then you just pay me back when your salary comes in. I'm like, okay, fine, if you insist. And then I chose 2 books and she chose 1 coloring book. And when we went to the counter, the cashier said, hey, there's a promotion going on. If you buy 4 books, you get 1 free book. So we had 3 books at the counter. She said you need like 2 more. And then my sister was like, okay, I'll choose 2 more. Like, I even asked her and her husband, like, do y'all not want anything? Like, it was only books though for the promotions. So they were like, no, we don't read. So they let me choose whatever I want. So that was like 4 books. So I have like all this. So the total was all this. The total for one day was all this. But these are not only books. I mean, these are not only like novel, like reading books. Some of them are like magazines for my journal. But no worries, we're gonna get into this one by one. So the first one is this. Are y'all familiar with this? I was familiar with it, but I've never bought it. Like I said, I'm a very picky reader. So the concept of not being able to even look at the book cover is just foreign to me. But this was from Book Access and I didn't know what else to buy because there were romance books, thriller books, and I've already taken the thriller books, so I had to choose like 1 more, but there were no thriller books left for me to take. So I just thought, like, you know what, let's just choose one of these. And what does it say here? Blind date with a book. But we're gonna get into this later. We're gonna unwrap and everything in front of the camera. Next on the stack is Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. So Before I Fall was made into a movie, which I saw the movie when it came out, I think, but I didn't read the book. I knew it was from a book, but I only knew that it was from a book after I watched the movie. So I didn't read the book, but I did see the movie. Again, I didn't know what else to choose at Book Access, so I just decided to take this book. I'm like, okay, as long as it's thriller, because it was in the thriller section and I think it was thriller, kan? I don't remember, I watched it a long time ago. But yeah, I decided to fetch this book and see like how it goes in the book, because y'all know how it's different, the books and the movie. So I'm just gonna see how it goes from how it goes in the book. So that's my second book. Next on the stack is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. Y'all, this book, I can't. Okay, so like I said, I am a huge e-reader. So since I know that I'm a picky reader, if I had all the money in the world, I thought instead of buying new books, I would just buy books that I've read and loved and keep it as a trophy. So at Popular, there was a promotion. This was another promotion going on. So it was originally 60 ringgit for a book, and then there was a discount, it became 40. This book, I've read this book and I loved it, and I do not wish this upon my worst enemy. This book was so sad, y'all. Like, I've never been into like sad books, or like, it's not that I'm not into them, it's just why do I want to do that to myself? Why do I want to cause more pain in my life? But yeah, I saw this on Book Talk, so I read it. I think I read it last year. Oh my god, I didn't read the second one, by the way. I forgot what was the title. I didn't read the second one because I didn't want to feel pain again after reading this. But y'all should read this. I want to spoil it. Maybe I would spoil it, but I would put a trigger warning and like skip to the y'all can just skip, but not like I want to spoil the whole thing lah. But basically this book is so sad. I don't remember the details, but long story short, they're like childhood friends. Not childhood friends. They became friends, and then they were very close. And then as they get older, they weren't close anymore. And then the guy has a girlfriend, and then boom pam, they finally got together. And this was like the last chapter. The last chapter tau, they got together. They got together at the last chapter. The day after that, he died. I still can't. Oh my god. Sumpah, benci. Like, I have so much emotions when it comes to this book. I will never stop talking about this book. I will bring it up every time. Like, I swear, like, and I'm so glad I bought it. Like, zero regrets, because I was actually contemplating on wanting to buy it or not. But like, now that I think about it, now that I have it, now that it's in my hands, in my home, zero regret. If he had been with me, oh god, just thinking about it, all the flashback. Anyways, moving on is Ruth Ware, the It Girl. I'm familiar with her work. I've read one of her books before, but I don't remember which book I read. But I've never read the It Girl. So, but I know she's a thriller girly, so hopefully this is also a thriller. And this is hardcover. ASMR. This is hardcover. I'm so proud of it. I love when I have physical books. Previously, I cannot afford physical books, but I love the fact that now I can afford them. Anyways, we're gonna check this out later on. We're gonna unwrap it. Like, I love how big it is, and how I love the hardcover. Love it. Next is Sally Rooney, Beautiful World, Where Are You? So I've never read any of Sally Rooney's work. I think she's not thriller, she's not romance, she's more towards literature. I think more like books that is life related. I don't know, I'm not saying it well. I'm not giving her justice, but I swear, I see people rave about her, and I wanted to try Intermezzo. So Intermezzo was on Popular, but it was super expensive, so I didn't get Intermezzo. So I bought this at Book Access. It was 35 ringgit, and I thought like, as long as I have one of her books, maybe I can try out this one. Yeah, like zero regrets. At least I can tell people that I have one of Sally Rooney's books. Next is Mother May I by Jocelyn Jackson. I've never heard of her, but like I said, I know it's a thriller book. I'm into thrillers. Maybe I could try it out. See, this was from the buy 5 get 20 ringgit pile. So this was one of the English novels that was at Popular, the one in the pile on the table. So yeah, I'm not familiar with her work, but I like the title, Mother May I? So let us see at the back if there's no synopsis, but one of the reviews are a smart original thriller with a chilling reveal. So hopefully it's really good. Can't wait to read it. Can't wait to read any of this book. Next is The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell. Oh, I love Lisa Jewell. She's one of the best authors for thriller. I think the book I read was, I don't remember the title, but it's the one where the two people met at the bar and they killed for one another or something. But yeah, I've heard of her. I've heard of Lisa Jewell, and she's a great writer. So I just took her book because, like, why not? Okay, why not? Okay, and I think this remaining pile is for my junk journal. I like to buy, usually I would buy my magazines from Jalan Jalan Japan because they're super cheap, and I'm just gonna rip the pages off anyways. So why would I buy something that is like super expensive? But since Popular had that promotion going on, and like there were a lot of like random magazines, I thought like maybe I should get them. I don't know if this is considered magazine lah. Style City Paris. So basically, I think this is like a travel guide for Paris. So inside of this travel guide is just a bunch of things in Paris. Like there's a map of Paris, there's a like pictures of bars and like places in Paris. So it's all very aesthetic, and when I saw it, I thought like I could cut them up and use it in my junk journal. So this way I don't have to waste money buying actual supplies. Next is a wallpaper magazine. So it's just a book about wallpapers, and you know what's the fun part about it? So this part of the book, like this red and white part, it's velvet. I can feel the velvet, and that's pretty cool. Anyways, it's a magazine about wallpaper. So as you can see, there's a picture of a wallpaper, more wallpaper, more wallpaper. So I think y'all get it. It's just a magazine of wallpapers, which I also thought like I could use this for my junk journal. I could cut them up and paste it. Next is this is kind of stupid though. I don't know why I bought it. It's a Vogue coloring book. I used to see this a lot when I was younger, and I thought like, oh, I wish I could afford it. But now I can. Even though it was on promotion, I still can afford it. Wait, let me see the original price. The original price is like 50 ringgit. Anyways, it's basically a Vogue magazine, but it's the coloring book version. So fun. Look at this. Look at all these things. Look at all these models that I could color. Y'all have no idea how excited I am for this. This was in the promotion pile. Like, it's just crazy that I can afford this right now. Like, y'all have no idea. Like, 15-year-old me, 14-year-old me would be like amazed with this pile of books. And lastly is this book. I think this is like a makeup tutorial book, but there's a bunch of faces on it, a bunch of makeup techniques. There's a lot of faces in it, which I could cut up and use in my junk journal. So that is what we have so far in the pile. And lastly, we have this blind date with the book thing. So let's unwrap it together. I just know that I wouldn't know what book it is. But what it says at the front is Community Club, a Debate Champ, College Applications, Creepy Stalkers. Let's unwrap this together. I know I should be putting the camera at a different angle, but y'all don't want to know what I'm recording this with. This is like unwrapping a birthday gift. I'm so excited. I haven't received a birthday gift in such a long time. I haven't unwrapped stuff in such a long time. So excuse my excitement in my face. I've never seen this book. I've never read it. I've never heard of the writer. The Takedown by Corey Wang. If you're looking for an edgy mind bender of a mystery, this is it. Corey Wang had Best Write More Novels ASAP. That was Sarah Shepard, the best-selling author of Pretty Little Liars. Oh, this is exciting. This is so exciting. I am excited. So that's one more to the pile. This was so fun. I can't believe it's over. But anyways, that's all I have for today's book haul. I wanted to do a video because, as you can see, I was really excited. Thank you so much for watching the entire thing, and I hope to see y'all soon.